Hey, World Cruisers, it's Friday, August 16th, 2024, and we're in Alesund, Norway, and we're going to go see the Troll Road today. So, this is a picture of the plugs they use for shore power on the ship. I'm always interested in engineering stuff, so those huge cables and plugs, and when the ship's in port, they don't have to run their engines. They can use shore power. Anyway, this picture here is an island in the fjord just east of Alesund. We're in the fjord country again, and there's a couple of farms up on top of that island you have to get to by boat. You go out there and climb up to the top to get there. But this is beautiful fjord country. Now, I was noticing that the lens on this camera distorts the majesty, I guess you could say, of these mountains in glacial valleys. As I was looking at the scenery and looking at what the picture was on the video, it's just not as majestic on the video as it is in person. So, but it gives you a general idea. This is absolutely beautiful fjord country here. Now, only about 4% of Norway's land is arable. It could be used for farming. And so it's important for them to grow as much food as they can. This is a salmon farm that somebody has down in the fjord there that you can see. But anyway, this region that we're headed to is known for growing a lot of fruits and vegetables. So only about 20% of Norway's food is grown locally. The rest is imported. So they have to make use of every possible way to raise enough food to feed the folks in Norway. And this is just an example of a salmon farm. Anyway, this region here is where they grow a lot of fruits and vegetables. There's strawberry farms and apples and plums and all sorts of fresh fruit, which they sell locally on the road. We bought some local produce at one of the stops that we made today. But it's a beautiful place. Notice they keep all their hay bales wrapped in plastic so that they don't get wet because of all the rain, because it rains here so often. We did get another good day to go on this trip because it's not raining too much. And this is a waterfall we stopped at. It also had a small cafe with a bakery where we're able to get some local bakery items. We noticed
our kibble chip. We make these at home.
The sugar on the outside.
Not quite as good as the ones we make at home, but surprised to find kibble made here in Norway. This is something my grandmother used to make, and we still make ourselves at Christmas time. Anyway, we had some blueberry soda. It's actually blueberry juice, and some cinnamon rolls also. It was very good.
It's not soda, it's just juice.
Anyway, the reason for stopping here was because there's a beautiful waterfall right next door. Actually, we're looking out the windows at part of the waterfall here. You'll see in a second. Those are the cinnamon rolls. Very good. And here's part of the waterfall. We're going to walk down there in a minute, get a little closer view. This is glacier water coming out of the glaciers that are up ahead that we're going to see. So Norway has a tradition of trolls. I guess that's where trolls originated, and they have stories that they tell their kids similar to nursery rhymes that we use with trolls to teach various things to the kids. So that's where trolls originated from. You'll see some trolls later on in this video. But the locals and the tourists stack up little stone hoodoos, we call them in the United States, that are supposed to be like trolls that got caught before the morning sunlight came out, and then they turn to rock. The trolls do when they get exposed to sunlight. So this valley here, that we're headed up to what's called the Troll Road, which is an amazing glacial valley with a absolutely stunning view of a road that was made that they call the Troll Road, and it's just amazing to look at. You'll see in a minute. Anyway, this waterfall is coming down from that area where we're headed. I don't know why we humans are so amazed at waterfalls, but they're always beautiful to look at. I guess they're kind of soothing to listen to as well. So this is what the country looks like heading up to the tops of the fjord, the mountains that are part of the fjord system. But so you can see we're up above the tree line now. There's no trees up here, and as I mentioned in the last video, I think the tree line's somewhere around 2,500 feet in Norway because it's so cold. The trees have a hard time existing above that level. You can imagine in days past what the glaciers must have looked like that carved out these incredible valleys. And where the Troll Road is, that you're going to see in a minute, the mountains are probably, I don't know, 2,000–3,000 feet up above the valley floor. So the glaciers must have been something to see. All right, so now we're at the park where the Troll Road's going to be visible. It's down in that valley that's going to be off to the left down there. And the Troll Road corresponds with a story about the trolls that teaches the importance of working hard and working as a team. And well, I won't tell you the story, but the guide made sure that we heard the whole troll story as we're traveling up here. And again, the lens it distorts and doesn't show really the majesty of what this valley looks like, but best I can do. Okay, the Troll Road starts right there on the left. They had it blocked off now because it's only open for a really short part of the year. They have so many rocks falling down there and accidents. It's not open very often, and it's not open now, but I think people are allowed to walk it. So this is the waterfall. Now you can't see the whole Troll Road from the first lookout point that we're at right now. We have to walk down to the second one. There's a bunch of those stone hoodoos that people have made on the rocks there to simulate trolls getting caught in the sunlight. And there were some locals that were really upset about people making these. You'll see down the path here at this first stop, there was one lady right there that came up. She was knocking down all the hoodoos that people had put up. She was mad. She said they didn't like tourists doing that to their rocks, so we said, okay, we won't make any. But you can see there's a waterfall off to the right, and there's the troll road, your first glimpse of it. We get a much better view. It snakes down the mountain into that valley. Way off in the distance down there, there's a town, village. There was a couple of stone walkways that go up higher for a little different perspective, but I wasn't about to take those. There's no guardrails up there or anything, so people can hike up on the rocks and look down. Now we'll get the full view of the valley, the glacial valley, the troll road, and the waterfalls. It's kind of breathtaking as you look down there. And we could see people walking the road, but there was a police car blocking it near the top. We must be able to walk down it. It's an amazing sight. And it reminded me of the road going from 395 up over Tioga Pass into Yosemite in California. It has the same feeling. You feel like just a little tiny ant compared to the size of these valleys. It was very windy up there, and so I had to turn the volume of the recording itself down because it was nothing but wind noise from the microphone on the camera. Amazing sight to see. And this is walking back up to where we parked. This is the river with the small cataracts there. And I have a few shots of some of the lakes and whatnot coming, and the waterfalls coming back down from the top here. Don't know if there's any fish in those. I imagine these winter freeze. They probably winter kill. They're probably frozen solid. And there's a beautiful waterfall up there, multiple falls coming off the face of that rock. Anyway, we're headed back down to Alesund, so you can see a little bit of what the city looks like once we get down the mountain from the glaciers. This is, again, they use a lot of grass roofs, and this is an example of a house with an old grass roof. They use birch bark and grass, and it supposedly is dry and insulates well. So we stopped at this Nilsgaard Stinet restaurant. I think that's the way you pronounce it, not sure, but had a nice lunch. Now we're back in Alesund. Alesund is actually an island. There's a whole bunch of islands connected together, and the ship cruise terminal is out on the island that's to your right. But I don't know, it looks like another Venice kind of a place with lots of canals and whatnot running through the town. It's so cold here in the winter. They have heated benches along the bank of this canal here. We'll show you in a minute. They run hot water through the pipes that the bench is made out of. So really, it's quite nice. Right over by that tree across the water there is where those heated benches are. We'll show you them in a minute. And there they are. Don't know where they get the hot water from, but they're sure nice to sit on a cold day. And it's really not that cold, but imagine in the wintertime when it's snowing, it's quite pleasant to sit on those seats and watch the scenery. So we got to show you some trolls before we go here, since Norway is famous for trolls. So here's a couple of trolls here downtown. So you'll have to stay tuned for our next video from Amsterdam. They canceled our Bergen stop because there's some civil unrest in Amsterdam and they're having to move where we dock. The Amsterdam folks are getting tired of, I guess, the tourists. They like the money, but they don't like the congestion. So anyway, there's another troll for you. And then one last troll that Laurie said hello to before we leave you for Amsterdam.